Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Odyssey Recaps, just the T edition. Today we're recapping Book 21, innocently titled by Emily Wilson as An Archery Contest. We start off with Athena putting an idea into Penelope's mind to go set up the archery contest, which would begin the slaughter. Which, one, spoilers, and two, feels a bit pointless since Penelope already said she was going to do the archery contest today, but I am not questioning a goddess. I am very happy with my human form. I do not feel like being turned into a spider today. Thank you very much. Athena does not play. Anyway, Penelope is like, OMG, what a great idea has just popped into my head. I'm going to go do the archery contest today. And then she heads down to the weapons storeroom and grabs Odysseus's great bow and arrows and 12 axes. Now, the bow has its own long and rich backstory, but all we need to know is that it was given to Odysseus by a friend who is now dead, and Odysseus cherishes the bow as a memory of that friend. Penelope cries for a bit when she sees the bow because Odysseus used it a lot, and then she pulls it together, reapplies her mascara, takes everything into the room with the Dubrow suitors. Before she unpacks everything, she tells the suitors to listen up, that they come every day to drink Odysseus' wealth, but they all know they're really there to bang her, and since she's the prize, she gets to set the contest. She's like, this is my godlike husband's bow. If any of you beta losers can string it and shoot through 12 axes, I'll marry that beta loser and leave my home, although I'll think about it and my life here and my super sexy husband every single day. So know that. She then tells the super nice swine bro to go set up the contest, and he does it along with the equally lovely cow bro. But they're both crying because they don't want to betray their beloved master, but, Penelope is telling them what to do, so they're doing it. Like the true douche he is, the suitor Antinous, the loseriest loser of them all, starts making fun of the bros for crying, and he's like, ugh, you idiots, your weird display of human emotions is upsetting the sexy queen. She's already sad enough to be marrying one of us. Go cry somewhere else and leave us here to try this contest thing. I'm sure we can all do it. It's definitely going to be easy. But then he says he's a bit worried because it actually does look pretty hard. And then he remembers seeing Odysseus before he left for Troy, and he was heckin' strong. This boy was jacked as hell. So Antinous is a bit worried. Telemachus jumps in here and goes on kind of a weird rant where he's like, my mom is usually full of common sense, but now she said she's going to marry one of you losers, but whatever, I'm laughing about it. So come on, win my super hot mom in this contest. Also, I'm going to enter the contest, but not to win my mom because that would be gross, but to prove that I'm as strong as my dad and I can rule Ithaca like he did. Yeah, that's why I'm doing it. It's normal, right? And then he helps get everything finished setting up for the contest, and the Dubros are like, is Telemachus good at this? Then Telemachus tries to string the bow and he just can't do it, which is not his fault. I have tried to string a bow, not even a mythical great bow, just a normal bow, and it is hard. It is very hard to it's a difficult thing to do, guys. No shame to Telemachus. He's also been very busy just trying to survive, so let's cut him some slack. Anyway, Telemachus wants to keep trying to string it, but Odysseus, who is still disguised as a beggar, just gives him a little shake of his head in secret. And Telemachus is like, ugh, I'm just so weak and useless. Or maybe I'm just too young. I'm just a little baby, and you guys are all so strong and manly. You do it. And he props the bow on the floor and just sits down. Antinous, the douche lord, tells all the suitors to line up and get this party started, but he's gonna go last because he's a little bit scared that he can't do it. The first guy to go is a guy named Leodes, who is apparently the only one who disapproved of all their bullying, although it's not like he tried to stop it, so he does not get a pass. He tries to string the bow and also can't do it. He's like, man, this bow is going to take all the life force and energy out of us, which, he is not wrong. He then says that if the suitors fail to string the bow, they should just leave and let Penelope marry whoever she wants. And of course, Antinous can't have someone being reasonable anywhere near him, so he starts mocking him. And he's just like, soy boy says, what? Just because you're a loser doesn't mean we are. Let the real men have a go. We'll have this bow strung in no time. And then he tells the mean goat herd guy to go put a seat near the fire and bring some fat so they can warm the bow and then grease it up, because that will definitely help them string it. I'm starting to wonder if this guy is some sort of a problem, because greasing it will not help. You need grip here. I don't think that's going to make it bendy. The warming might be the greasing. Anyway, Goatbro goes and gets some Vaseline so they can start rubbing that bow down. The disguised Odysseus, meanwhile, heads outside to find Cowbro and Swinebro. The two bros are still crying over missing their missing master, and Odysseus is like, so hypothetically, if the gods just made Odysseus something appear now, poof, he's right here, what would you do? Would you help the suitors, or would you help, the king? Cowbro immediately is like, OMG, that would be dope AF. I would help him do whatever murders he wanted. Swinebro agrees. And Odysseus is like, you guys are never going to believe this, but Wish granted. It's me, boys. He then goes on about how he appreciates their loyalty because they're the only slaves who have welcomed him on his arrival. Which, like, first of all, what about the elderly slave nanny Eurycleia? She was immediately ready to throw down for you, and she's like 80. This is Eurycleia erasure. And also, no one else knows who he is. How are they supposed to welcome him? Guys, I'm starting to think that people who own slaves maybe don't treat them well. It's almost like as a concept, it's evil, wrong, and corrupting. I don't know. Anyway, he goes on to tell them that if they can help him do just like one little massacre / mass murder, he'll give them each a wife, wealth, and well-constructed homes near his own, and they'll be like Telemachus's brothers, which that's both somehow like not enough and way too much. Like, stop giving humans as gifts and rewards, but also you're asking 2 farmers to help you fight 118 actual warriors. Like, bro. And they don't even know that an actual goddess has said that she's going to throw down with them. Like, they're being asked to take on a small army all by themselves. Like, that's crazy. Anyway, Odysseus finishes by being like, oh, also, if you want like proof or whatever, check out my scar. Yeah, the scar from that time I got gored by a boar. Such a sick scar. So identifiable, I know. So he shows him his scar, and the bro starts sobbing again and kissing him and hugging him and just generally being filled with joy at his return. It's really nice. Odysseus is also crying and kissing them, and everyone's all nice and happy, but then Odysseus is like, guys, we can kiss some more later. We've got to do some mass murder right now. Like, stay on target, guys. Then he tells them that at some point in the evening, he's going to ask the suitors to let him try to string and shoot the bow. And when he does, Swinebro needs to bring him the bow no matter what the suitors say, and Cowbro needs to go and lock all the women into their rooms and also lock all the exits so the suitors can't try to escape, which is a fire hazard, by the way. Don't do this in real life, guys. Very bad. Anyway, they all agree, and then one by one, they all head back into the Dude Bro, like, gathering area. The Dude Bros are struggling. They're all trying and failing to even string the bow. And the second douche in command, a Dude Bro named, like, Eurymachus, he's all like, ugh, this is so embarrassing. Everyone's gonna call us losers. We should just go. There are other less hot women we can bang. And Antinous is like, OMG, no, bro, it's not us. We can't string the bow because it's Apollo, the god of archery's feast day, and no one can shoot a bow on his feast day. Everyone knows that. Yeah, that's it. That's what it is. So we need to go and do a barbecue in honor of Apollo, and then we can redo the competition properly in like a day or 2. And all the Dude Bros are like, yeah, that's right. Duh, it's Apollo, not us and our loserness. Like, we're not losers. We're great. We're amazing. It's just Apollo. So they all start just getting drank and for the Lord, I guess. But Odysseus, still disguised, is like, oh, hey, if you guys are done for the day, I'm going to give it a crack myself. Like, why not? I'm just going to try it. This triggers Antinous something fierce. And he is like, no, a loser like you can't touch it. Then he just goes on a weird rant and threatens to sell him as a slave to Ramsay Bolton from Game of Thrones and is in general just being like a whiny little bitch boy. Now, Penelope cuts in, and she's like, bro, it's not even your decision, and he's not your guest. He's Telemachus's guest. Also, what do you even think is going to happen? You think if he wins, I'm going to run away with this beggar and, like, live on the streets with him? Stop being such a loser, you weirdo. Eurymachus tries to hop in and is like, babe, no, obviously you're not going to marry the beggar, but if the beggar does manage to string the bow when none of us could do it, it'll make us look really bad. People will be like, oh, those suitors are so weak. They're courting a fighter's wife, but they can't even string a bow, but some rando beggar rocks up and just does it instantly. Like, we'll all be humiliated and we'll look like idiots. Now, guys, this next bit is incredible. Penelope turns, looks this man directly into the windows of his soul, and says, and I am going to quote her directly because this is great. She looks this man, windows of his soul, and she goes, Eurymachus, people who waste the riches of a king have lost their dignity. Why fuss at this? It's amazing. She just told him that everyone already thinks they're weak losers, so this isn't going to change anything. Guys, send the slaves home for the night. Penelope is serving the roast today. And she's not even done. She's like, give this sexy, strong, kind of ruggedly hot stranger a chance. If he wins, I'll give him some new clothes and a bus ticket to wherever he wants to go. Also, maybe like a sword and a dagger. No reason why. I think he just would need them. Now, Telemachus hops back in and is like, no, I'm the only one who can let people touch the bow. Go back upstairs and get to your weaving, mom, and take all your girls with you. Leave us men to the man things. I'm the captain now. I'm in charge here. Which I really hope is just his, like, way of getting her out of the room before, like, the slaughtering starts. But either way, that was rude. Odysseus needs to control his boy. Anyway, Penelope is like, I'm done with this crap anyway, and heads upstairs to cry some more for her missing husband, who should have washed that boy's mouth out with soap for being so disrespectful. And I think, honestly, he should still do it after after this is all done. Telemachus needs a talking to. Anyway, meanwhile, Swinebro is ready to start his part of the plan. He picks up the bow and starts to take it to Odysseus, just like Odysseus asked, but then the dude bros start screaming at him and threatening him again, and he stops because he's all worried because their threats are like creepily specific. Then Telemachus chimes in and is like, Grandpa, bring in the bow or I'll beat your ass, old man. I wish I could beat everyone here as easily as I can beat you because you're old and I'm young. Which, like, for real, this kid needs a time out. This is just unnecessarily rude. Anyway, predictably, the Dubros love it, and they're all laughing and happy, and Swinebro manages to finish giving the bow to Odysseus. Then he runs off and finds Eurycleia, the nanny slave, who, again, is cool, and tells her to go lock the women in their quarters and for none of them to come out, like, no matter how many blood-curdling screams they hear. Oh, but they do all have to keep working while they're locked up because those tapestries aren't going to wait themselves. Like, they need to stay on it. Eurycleia does what he asks, and meanwhile, Cowbro has run out and is locking all of the exits so that nobody can leave. Then both Swinebro and Cowbro join all the dude bros again. Meanwhile, Odysseus, still in disguise, is examining the bow, and all the dude bros are getting like a little nervous. They're all like, he kind of looks like he knows what he's doing, holding that bow. But before they can do anything about it, Odysseus strings the bow with the ease of a bard tuning a lyre and hauls back and just bam! Shoots that arrow right through all 12 axes. Easily, first shot, gone, done, wins. The dude bros all turn as white as the ghosts that they're about to be, and Odysseus turns to Telemachus and says, I hit all the targets and strung the bow with 0 effort. I'm still strong, no matter what jokes these losers make. It's time to feast. And then he gives Telemachus a signal with his eyebrows like, and Telemachus stands up, straps on his sword, picks up his spear, and goes and like stands next to his father, weapons flashing in the firelight. And with the sense of drama of a daytime soap opera, that's where the chapter ends. Join us next time for chapter 22, which is titled simply Bloodshed. Maybe skip the popcorn for this one, guys. I will see you there.